starts to mimic that process of other people learning, and it turns that back on so you can learn something new. Or you have to be like working out, because when you're working out, your brain also turns that on. So that's why a lot of times when people work out, they doing something, they get them certain ideas and they automatically understand something. Because at first your brain had the information, but it never processed it. And so just knowing certain things about your life and how it works. And anybody here 25 yet? So that means all of y'all treasure trunks are open. So everything that you throw in there right now, you'll be able to use for the rest of your life. Even if you're just exposing yourself to it, expose yourself to it once or twice. You know what I mean? Because you're going to be able to use that forever. And so the more you're exposed to, the better platform you have to be able to do things in life. And so, you know, that's part of that whole journey process of being able to do things. I'm gonna open it up for a little bit of questions. I've been talking a lot, and I want to hear from y'all as far as, you know, if you have any questions upon anything.
How long was the journey from, like, from the birth of your idea of your brand, Lucid Health, to like actually getting products like made?
Well, so that started probably about 5 years ago. Me and my brothers, my older brother, Ajuan, he locked up right now, but he started the business with me, co-founder. We started hand painting on shirts. And what ended up happening is we would hand paint on them, we would wear them outside. The neighborhood guys, drug dealers, gangsters, whatever, see them like, make me one for my hood, things of that nature. So we like, cool. Boom, we seen a value in it. And we was like, okay. If I can just use my thoughts to create a value and create money and things of that nature, that's when you become a creator. That's God-like abilities. So we say, you know, we go capitalize off the skill set that we have and create. You know, so we started making these shirts, and then other people started making orders of things of that nature. So to answer your question, it was immediately. As soon as we had the thought, we used it. As soon as we seen the value, we used it. And in today's time, you really, as soon as you have a good idea, start to execute it upon it. You know what I mean? Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Just execute. Like, it really, we living in the best time on the planet Earth for executors, people to get things done. Because we have so many resources and tools. You know what I'm saying? Like, you joke about the social media thing, but the reason I do that is to grasp attention. The more attention that you have, what are marketers trying to do? They're trying to get attention to a product. When it comes to metaphysics, they did the split. What's it called? I forget what it's called, the split test, where they had the items shooting through slits of paper, and then what they recognized was one time they shoot an atom, it goes straight. But when you're looking at the atom as it goes through, it changes and vibrates. And they was trying to figure that out. So once when people start to pay attention to a thought, that vibration forms to reality. It changes. That's why I love to use girl analogies, because there's so many guys in here. When you pay attention to a girl, she changes. You know what I mean? That's why you become an asshole, because you be like, I ain't really tripping. You feel me? Or when the person looking at you, you become shy or something like that. You feel me? And that's because, or cameras are on you, and some people, they atoms vibrate and they start to change. They can't take that. But if you find out that self-awareness within yourself is that, I actually like being in front of the crowd and the people. You got to capitalize off that, because that's your body telling you that that's something that you have. That's a skill that you have. And it's telling you that at an atomic level. You know what I'm saying? And so the more people you can have aware and pay attention to your idea, the bigger it becomes. That's why stars, you know what I mean, can create an idea. That's what the Kardashians do. They get attention. And that's all you need nowadays. If you can get all the attention of the world, you can do anything. You know what I mean? The more people believe and think about your idea, the bigger it becomes. Literally, the more people thinking about your idea. So that's why they say no such thing as bad publicity. As long as people thinking about you, you good. You know what I mean? As long as you live in a person's thought, you forever there. When you break up with somebody, stop thinking about you, you no longer there. You out of sight and out of mind. But as long as they thinking about you, you winning. And so, you know, as soon as you get that thought, man, get your attention and bring it to life.
So if you do want to start like yourself, where do you find people to invest into you and your brands? How do you go about that if you don't have any business?
There's many different ways that you can start nowadays. But first you got to invest in yourself, I would tell everybody. Because if you don't invest in yourself, nobody else gonna invest in you. You know, if you have an idea, and I'm talking about whatever you have, because nowadays you can start things with just a little of nothing. That's why people create these Indiegogo campaigns and things of that nature. But first you should think about, how can I invest in myself? How can I start the idea? And when you show proof of concept and things of that nature, people will look at it and they'll believe in it. That brings me to a story along my journey. When I was working at Prada, one day Mr. Fab came in. And it was his birthday, I guess, the next day or whatever. And he was trying to get some loafers or something. I ain't never met him, you know what I'm saying? But I was working with him because they always had me working. They didn't always have me. I wanted to work with the black people because black people spend money. We big consumers. And the thing